So, if you came up to an alien spaceship, would you touch it?
Yes.
Really?
Yeah, I can't keep my hands to myself. I'm like the child in the store that touches everything.
Because, like, if I see something that is, like, obviously alien, I'm like, fuck that shit. And just turn around and walking away. Like, would you touch it barehanded or would you, like, find a stick?
I figure at that point, I'm either going to get my face eaten off or I'm going to get superpowers. So I'll probably just touch it.
Well, so in like real life cases of aliens, it's usually like high radiation coming off of these UFOs. Like usually people get radiation sickness.
That's a fair point. I guess the thing is, like, at that point, I'm already super dosed. I might as well just go for it.
I guess. But if that's how you want to live your life. But welcome to the Tapeworm Podcast. My name is DJ.
And I'm Raz.
Why are we talking about aliens? Well, that's because we watched 1998's The Sphere, starring Dustin Hoffman and Samuel L. Jackson. So I've never actually, I've never seen this movie before. Raz, you brought this movie to my attention. Was this a childhood movie for you?
No, not really. I got into this movie during high school, I think it was. I was going through Michael Crichton's books, Jurassic Park, Lost World, Next, and ended up finding this, and then I watched the movie afterwards. And I don't know, it just kind of struck a chord with me.
Okay, I mean, it struck a couple chords with me, mostly of anger, but yeah, I've never. I guess I'm sorry. What did you say the writer's name was?
Michael Crichton.
Crichton?
Crichton? I don't know how to pronounce it, but yes.
Okay. We'll call him good old Mike. So he is. We talked about this a little bit before recording. He is of Jurassic Park fame, correct?
Correct. And Andromeda Strain is another big one.
I am not a Jurassic Park fan. I don't know why. It just never was. So I think that might be one of the reasons this flew under the radar for me. Also, it takes a minute to start up. Like, we'll get into it, but I was watching it and I was like kind of bored, like very bored for the first like 5 minutes, and then like turn it off type bored in 5 minutes. Not many movies do that for me, but we'll get into that in a minute. So we're gonna kind of get away from the, tell you everything that happens in the movie how we used to be. I want to focus more on kind of just picking out some things that we enjoyed from the movie, kind of making fun of these things. Still gonna give a rundown of the plot, a little more in depth than like a little plot crunch, but not as in depth as we were giving in the previous episodes. That being said, this movie is like, 2 hours and 14 minutes? It's a kind of long one for a 1998 movie.
Yeah, it's definitely up there. I don't remember too many other movies in the time period being quite that long.
Yeah, and I mean, like nowadays, it's not uncommon to find like a 3-hour movie. And when we decide like a date night and we think about going to the movie theater, that actually plays a part in us finding a movie, because it'll be like deciding between 2 or 3 movies, and I'll be like, I don't want to sit in a theater for 3 hours, so let's watch the shorter one, which unfortunately happens more often than what I'd like. But do you want to do a plot rundown, or should I'm trying to think of like a 5-minute. I want to do like a 5-10-minute plot rundown.
Well, so I feel like we should almost do like a plot rundown of maybe like the first half, talk about it, and then we can finish it off with like the final like hurrah.
Okay, so you want to split it half?
Almost, yeah. Not necessarily half, but just kind of just to give people who are like don't want to spoil it, and they're like, they listen to the first half of our podcast and are like, I want to watch this and see how bad it is myself.
Okay, so
gives them a chance to shut it off and then go from there.
So you want to start with a non-spoiler plot,
at least in the beginning.
Okay.
I think we got to talk about the ending, but I don't want us to
Right.
blurt that out
But
right in the.
we'll start with. Well, I wasn't going to talk about the ending.
Mm-hmm.
Not in the plot crunch.
Okay.
Like I'll get close to the ending, but we won't go all the way to the ending. Yeah, so we're gonna do a quick. We're gonna try like a 5-10 minute plot crunch. Basically, this movie starts out with Dustin Hoffman in a plane coming to what he thinks is a plane crash, but in reality, you find out that Dustin Hoffman wrote a what was it? It wasn't.
It was
It's not
basically
like
a governmental report.
Yes, that's the word I was looking for. Thank you. Report about what is required to, or what is required if there is an alien life form crashing to Earth. Yeah.
First contact with an alien.
Yes. First contact. So he says he needs what? A psychiatrist, a mathematician, a marine biologist, and a physicist. I can't remember.
Astrophysicist.
Okay. Was there anything else?
No, I think that's the 4.
Okay. So then the other person that comes with them is like NASA or OSA or whatever. Like
some fictional government agency called OSA. I couldn't find it online.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that's what confused me about this part, because I was like, who the fuck is this other person? But that makes sense. He's the one kind of running the ship when we get to it, right? Martin, I think his name was.
I believe so, yeah.
Okay. Anyway, so you meet up with this group of people and you find out that there is a ship on the ocean floor that's been there for 300 some years, and there's something humming inside, and they think that it's alien. These people have to go make the first contact, and almost immediately you come to find out that, like, they go down there, you come to find out that it is not an alien ship, it is an American ship. That you find out later in the movie, they think that it jumped through like a wormhole, a black hole, and went back in time to 300 years ago to crash into the ocean floor. But it is holding a like giant rippling sphere that they all just immediately go with, it's alien, which I guess technically it is, right? You'd say it's alien?
Yeah, it's pretty obvious from I assume the construction of it or something that it was not human made.
Okay. I beg to differ, but we'll get into that in a minute. So yeah, they end up, they're like, it's reflecting everything but us. And then, long story short, one of the people gets sucked into the sphere. You never see what's inside the sphere. They just come back out and they're not acting mentally. And all of a sudden, people in this underground bunker watching or taking a look at this sunken ship start dying one by one. Well, at one point it's 2 by 2, but yeah, people start dying. No spoilers yet. We'll get into spoilers a little bit later, but for right now, no spoilers just in case. But I want to talk about the sphere real quick. When you first see that sphere, is the first thing you thought alien?
Yeah, I would say so. Maybe it's just the way the movie was shot, or it was just the poor quality of the stream I was watching. But it seemed to be encased in some kind of energy field.
Okay, the way that I saw that, because I see what you're saying. I honestly think it was just bad green screening.
No, I can see that. I mean,
that's what it looked like to me.
This movie had horrible scenes.
It was bad.
Its effects were terrible. And mind you, this was made at the same time as Jurassic Park, I believe. No, it was made after Jurassic Park.
It was after.
And the effects are so bad.
It is quite bad.
The other movie we did was made around this time period, I think. What movie was that? And its effects were so much better than this.
Is it our unreleased episode? Is it our? Are we finally going to talk about our missing episode?
I think it was our lost episode.
It is. So our first episode was supposed to be Dragonheart, which came out, I believe, was it 96? It came out right around the same time. And yeah, dude, that movie is beautiful compared to this movie. Honestly, I'd say it's beautiful in general.
Yeah, I mean, even today, like it definitely shows its age, but it's still a nice look in most scenes.
It is. We definitely gotta revisit that one because I'm sad that we lost that episode.
It is a shame, but I think it would also be terribly funny if we just start with the second episode.
Or you mean the second movie?
Yeah, sorry, yes.
And just completely skip the first movie?
Just 100% just roll with it as if we did the first episode and everyone's already seen it.
Oh yeah. Yep. I agree with that. We should just do that. So I'm glancing through here really quick. I'm not seeing who did the effects for this movie.
I production did not look into that myself.
Production company is Baltimore Pictures. I mean, technically, it's looking like it was a success, to be honest with you. The budget was 73 to 80 million. Box office, it made 73.4 million. So if it's on the low end of the budget, it technically was a success. It broke even.
Except that's not how studios look at that.
No, it's not.
They have marketing costs on that, and depending on the actor contracts, they could be losing some of that gross revenue.
Oh yeah, true, definitely.
And typically, I think if it has to make at least double for studios to really consider it successful.
Okay, technically it was a box office failure. Box office bomb, as they say. Yeah, I can understand it though.
Yeah, I mean, it's almost like a horror movie or a thriller movie that just forgot what it was doing.
Yeah, it definitely did. So first of all, I want to stay on the sphere real quick, where I was saying when I saw that, I was like, that's cool. That's the ship's energy source. That's what I thought it was. I didn't think it was an alien whatever. I thought it was the ship's energy source. They figured out this awesome, like, never-ending, like, self-contained energy core. That's what I see when I see the sphere.
See, that's a fair point, but it's pretty much just a throwaway line right in the beginning where they enter the ship, where they talk about what they're seeing, and they say, oh, there's a lot of catwalks and steam.
Yeah.
And I think that throwaway line is supposed to show that they're not that technologically more advanced than what they expected for the time.
Yeah, well, that's fucking stupid. Like, I'm sorry, but because I know exactly what line it is. They say something like, there's catwalks, there's like there's plumbing running up all the walls and steam. But then also, you know what? In that same scene, Beth, what was she? The marine biologist?
Some kind of biologist, yeah.
Okay, yeah, but the biologist. She looks down and she sees footprints, and she's like, somebody was in here that wasn't us. And then they decide to split up, right? That's when they find like a video that shows what happened to crash, and they find out that it happened in like 2046. Do we ever figure out whose footprints those are?
No, it's never specifically mentioned. I mean, as you watch it, you find some stuff out. It could have been just part of the previous crew's footprints, or it could have been their own either manifestation or illusion.
But the events that happen that caused the manifestation to happen haven't happened yet at that point.
That's a fair point. It would have had to have been the previous crew then.
But they've been dead for 300 years.
In a sealed environment like that, though, nothing to disturb it. It's possible maybe it just didn't get disturbed.
I guess.
Although that would be weird because I'm pretty sure it was water vapor, like condensation.
Yeah, I guess. I don't know.
I mean, this This movie forgot what it was doing. It probably forgot some plot points too.
Yeah, it feels like it just threw away a plot point. Okay, so have you read the book?
I did. This was a long time ago, but yes.
Okay. Do you remember the book being better than the movie?
Definitely.
Okay. That's all I was curious about. But yeah, so Samuel L. Jackson is the first one to like go into the sphere, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you think it's left up to the imagination of the viewer to wonder what's inside the sphere? Do you think that's why they never show it?
I think so. There are some like weird, like I don't know what to call it, like psychological like effects going on with the sphere, where they might not have ever really gone in the sphere. It could just be a mental, like wireless connection to it, and that's kind of what I think happened actually.
You don't think anybody ever. But what about the disappearing? Because when Samuel L. Jackson, quote unquote, goes into the sphere, he disappears on the video feed, and then he just magically reappears.
Yeah, I get it. There's like some supernatural effects going on there, and I think that might have been what was going on.
Okay, it's just the movie never explains any of that shit.
It really doesn't. And there is a line there right at the beginning where right after the first sphere contact, whatever you want to call it, where Samuel L. Jackson's character, Harry, was like, it's alive. Like there's something in that sphere. There's something alive in that sphere. And I think that could have been part of it.
Okay. And like so yeah, Samuel L. Jackson goes into the sphere. You see Dustin Hoffman's character go into the sphere too, and then it just cuts right to Samuel L. Jackson like recovering in bed or something, right? So right after that, Samuel L. Jackson starts acting really weird, right? At this point is when I text you, like, so this is the thing, but underwater. Because that's exactly what it made me think of. It's like there is something in the sphere and it takes over one person, and then it's gonna slowly start to kill off the other people and jump bodies if it needs to. That's what I thought was gonna happen.
I do see the comparison, and I see how you got there, but no, it's not.
Yeah, no,
it wasn't like that. It might have been better, to be honest, but no.
Finishing the movie, I see that I was wrong at the time, but yeah.
I think we might be skipping ahead a little bit here, but I think what the sphere really comes down to being is that it was a test.
You think it was a test?
Yeah, because Dustin Hoffman's character mentions towards the end how they, how do I put this? You were able to do almost anything with the sphere using the supernatural powers. And all they did was turn against each other and make terrible things happen. And I feel like it's almost like it's a test from aliens or dimensional beings or whatever the sphere came from to see how a species is.
That makes sense. Yeah, I can get that.
And I feel like if they would have played into that more, it would have been much better.
Yeah. But so going back to when they first found the sphere, right? They walk into that room and they're like, what is that? And somebody says something along the lines of, I think that's what this ship is designed for. It's designed to transport that. So say it is a test. Did we find it in space and then build a ship specifically to transport it?
No, so what I got from that was it was actually, the ship was a exploration vessel designed to go out and find ruins and technology and discoveries out in the cosmos. And
Okay.
this was just something that it found.
Okay. I can understand that, but like the sphere's pretty big.
Not really, actually, because if you remember, I mean, yes, compared to humans it was.
Yes.
But the ship was like a mile long, right? Or was it a half mile? And it was super tall. And this sphere was, what, maybe 10? Even at 20 humans tall, you know what I mean? Like, compared to the ship, it was not big.
That is fair. That is fair. It's just, I don't know. There's so many things that, like, where's the door on the ship that's big enough to get the sphere in? How did you move the sphere? It's not like they found the sphere and then they built the ship around it. Like,
Yeah.
Can you touch the sphere? Is it a movable mass? Like, I need to know how they got it into this fucking ship. Like that.
See, you're looking for too many details, my guy. They just want you to look at the pretty golden sphere and just be happy with it.
It's not pretty. So there's a line in there that they say, like, I think Dustin Hoffman says it. He says something along the lines of, like, what was it? He's like, my concern with the sphere isn't what it's made out of, but it's reflecting everything except for us.
Yeah.
So I did notice that while watching it. Like, that was the first thing that I saw. I was like, there's no reflection of the people walking up to it. And I 100% just chalked that up to, like, do you remember, is that in the book? I know you said it was a long time ago, but
it must have been, because that seems like a quote that they would have took.
Okay. I took it as, we suck as a special effects company and we can't figure out how to do it.
Yeah. Yeah. That's what I chalked it up to at first, was just bad CG.
Yeah, that's what it gave off.
Yeah.
Like, it's just what it felt like. But, like,
now,
I don't want to.
I do want to bring up here, to move along in the story a little bit here.
Yeah.
Some of the campiness of this movie, and campiness might not even be the right word, but the first major event, so to speak, the jellyfish.
Yeah.
Like, it's shot as if it's like a horror scene, but it just plays like slapstick comedy almost.
It does. So Queen Latifah's in this movie, and she has to go. There's like a plot point where they take videotapes, or not videotapes. It's saved to hard drives. And they have to take the recordings of what's happening on the ship into a submarine, and the submarine has to be manually reset every 12 hours, or else the submarine goes on autopilot and goes up to the surface. So that way, if everybody dies, there is some sort of record of what happens. So Queen Latifah's taking that package over to the submarine to reset it, and she starts getting attacked by jellyfish. But the whole time she's like, oh, wow, guys, this is really beautiful. This is so pretty. It's so beautiful. So beautiful. It's beautiful. Beautiful. Like, God damn it, lady, we get it. It's fucking beautiful. Stop fucking saying it. And it's like she's like looking around, like there's obviously, like, it's shot, there's nothing there. You know, she's playing against nothing. And she's just like looking around at nothing the whole time, being like, this is so beautiful. And then she gets stung to death by jellyfish. She is actually the first death of the movie. Well, besides the crew of the spaceship, they are the first ones to be found dead.
Yeah, no, I mean, they weren't on screen though. They were just dead bodies that they found.
Yeah. They were like the Goonies, One-Eyed Willie, mummified, just dead. But yeah, did you notice that? Like, she just keeps saying, it's so beautiful. So beautiful.
That was definitely played on a lot.
Yeah. It was rough watching it. But yeah.
I mean, the jellyfish were probably better choreographed than some of the actors.
Yeah, were they real jellyfish?
No.
I know.
Should have been.
Yeah.
She definitely played on that beautiful aspect a little too much, in my opinion.
Yeah, she was repeating that too much, and it actually started getting me pissed off. I like Queen Latifah, but yeah, she started annoying me with that shit.
Yeah. Now, how do you think each actor kind of did? I mean, don't have to go into too much detail here, but I think, personally for me, I think Dustin Hoffman, just his character, or maybe the actor himself, I don't know, just seemed confused the entire time. Like he didn't know what was going on.
Yeah, so I agree with that, but I kind of think I think it might be the character, because there is so Dustin Hoffman's character is a psychiatrist. He's the one that wrote the report on what happens if there's an alien. But he has a line with Samuel L. Jackson in the very beginning. Did you catch that? He has a little.
No,
I
don't.
Okay, he says, "I'm sorry for involving you in this."
Oh, yes.
Basically, he comes out and says that he made up the entire thing. The whole report is fake. He made it all up. He doesn't know really how to do any of that. And I think all of this stuff is happening and he doesn't know how to react to it.
Yeah.
I think he's probably
he made
scared.
the comment. Yeah, he made the comment that like they paid him $35,000.
Yeah.
Which for 98 was really good for one report. And let's be honest, back then, I mean, even now, if someone offered you $35,000 to write a 5-page report, you'd do it, even if you had made half of it up.
Oh yeah, 100%. I would do it. But like, I think it goes to show like he doesn't know what the fuck to do.
Yeah,
I think
he definitely sets himself up as clueless.
Yeah, and there's another point. So when they first leave, after they first encounter the sphere, they leave and they're like, it's time to, like, they're getting ready to leave, go back up to the surface. And who was it? Dustin Hoffman was like, yeah, let's go back to the surface. Let's, we're done here, whatever. He's excited to go. But is it Samuel L. Jackson that's like, no, we can't leave?
I believe so, yeah.
Yeah. Or no,
yeah.
Is it Ted?
It was Ted. Everyone else wanted to leave, but not him.
Yeah, Ted was like, no, let's stay. And then later that night, Samuel L. Jackson's like, no, we're going to die here no matter what. Because when they go in and they see the video of what happened, it says that it's an unknown event. It's like, but how do you say it? If we go back up and we tell everyone, then in 2046, when the crash happens, they would already know what happened. So it can't be an unknown event if we tell everyone. So he's like, so that means that we have to die here. He's the mathematician, so he has advanced study of logic and everything. So everything is always, not impossible, but highly improbable. Or what's the other thing that he said? That's not impossible. It's just insane, or something like that. I like that line. There was a few lines in this movie that were pretty good. It's just like, overall, it just felt like it was dumb, But yeah, so Queen Latifah is the first body, right?
Yes.
Who is the second? Is it Edmund?
Yes, I believe so.
Okay, so Queen Latifah and this woman named Edmund, they're both like, what would you call them? Like ship secretaries?
I guess. They're just like agents of a government agency, really.
Right, but like their whole job is just to take care of the vessel that they are living in.
Yeah, I guess you could put it that way.
Like they don't do any of the exploration or anything. Edmund seems to be the like repair person of the vessel, and Queen Latifah seems to be like, I would say she was the secretary, or the, what is that called? I can't think of the word for it. Basically, she's the one that makes sure that everything keeps running smoothly. She's the making sure that the video cameras stay up, that we keep in contact with the upper world and everything.
Yeah, she was definitely some kind of like communications technician or something like that.
Yeah, that was probably a good guess on that one.
Communications officer, whatever.
Yeah, but Queen Latifah gets murked first, then Edmund, both outside in the water. Edmund, so is it during Edmund's death that it's because there's a sound outside and they're like, what's that noise? And she's not responding. So they go out and find her and she's been like pulverized.
Yeah, so you're confusing, I think, Edmund and Latifah's death. They find her body very, very quickly, bring her in, and then later on,
Latifah, they watch it happen on video.
Yeah.
But I thought Edmund's, they're like, there's this loud noise and they keep calling for her and they're like, she's not responding. So then they go out and they find her like working on, it looks like she was trying to repair something on the side of the thing. And she's just been like, it's like her body falls apart when they go to touch it.
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay.
I thought the sound came later, but yeah.
It does. It comes back later. But I think there's maybe I'm misremembering.
No, but I think you might be right.
While they're out there, is that when the eggs start falling? When they're trying to bring her body in?
Yes.
Okay. Why did these things look like giant jelly beans?
They might have been.
The entire time, they just look like inflated jelly beans. Maybe I'm hungry.
To be fair, I think that's how squid eggs, octopus eggs really look.
Okay. Spoiler alert, there's a giant squid outside.
Yeah, I don't know.
Which, there's another spoiler towards that squid later, but we'll get to that in a minute. Are you looking up squid eggs right now?
I did. And it's not far off. It's not quite right, but it's not far off. Probably depending on the species.
I guess. So there is something in here. Like another one of those plot points that they just like completely ignore very quickly that I thought was going to be something really cool. And it just never was. So when Samuel L. Jackson's character, I don't know if we explained, he goes and he touches the sphere, it like goes inside of it and everything and comes back. And he comes back and he's all weird. When he comes back, he starts like eating all the food and he's like, oh, these eggs are so good, blah, blah, blah. He's like telling Dustin Hoffman all the ingredients that he put into all the seasonings he put on the eggs and stuff. So then Dustin Hoffman heats him up something and he's like, oh, onion rings. And he takes a bite and he's like, those aren't onion rings. It's calamari. And Samuel L. Jackson starts freaking out, saying that he hates squid. I definitely thought they were going to say that like he was a like squid based alien or something.
Yeah, it almost kind of plays that up a little bit. So I can see that, but that's not how it turns out. Yeah.
And then, we don't really know because it just like loses that plot line. Because there's another squid related thing that happens, but it never goes anywhere.
Well, I think it does because all right, spoiler alert here. I'm going to go into a little bit more detail with how it ends.
At this point, like, you should know, like,
yeah.
If you haven't seen the movie, spoilers from here on out. Okay.
So the sphere, to anyone who enters the sphere, they end up getting power to like manifest stuff, and it can happen when you're awake or sleeping, or when you're dreaming. I should specify. And he's reading a book, and it's 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea.
Yes.
And he doesn't like squids, so what happens is a squid attacks because he starts manifesting it, and then that calamari scene plays into that too, because it reminded him of squids, and then it manifested and squid attacked. Same thing with the jellyfish. Dustin Hoffman's character doesn't like jellyfish because of a childhood thing, and they attack and kill Queen Latifah's character.
Okay, so you think that he doesn't... So Samuel L. Jackson has a line where he's talking about the book 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea. And I think it's page 87 that he said he's scared of because the squid. So you think that that book has enough power over him to make him too scared to eat calamari?
I don't know what came first, but yes, I think it might have been a childhood trauma thing or whatever, because that jellyfish thing with Hoffman's character was a childhood thing,
Right.
just like his could be.
But my thing is, like, if you have, like, when has your trauma in your life stopped you from eating something? You know what I mean? Like, I just,
Yeah, it happens.
yeah, to me, I would think if you're terrified of squids,
Uh-huh.
I think eating the squid would be the ultimate fuck you.
Yeah, ultimate revenge.
Yeah, like,
That's fair.
are you a calamari person? Do you like calamari?
I don't.
No? Really?
No.
It's weird because, like, usually you're the one that's into, like, that kind of stuff, and I'm not.
I am. It's just maybe I've only ever had bad calamari, but it's like eating rubber.
Okay, yeah. I've had some really bad ones and I've had some really good ones. Yeah, some of the times it can just be it can be very slimy and very not good. When you do find a good one though, I do absolutely love calamari.
That's fair.
But I'm also like I'm a raw sushi kind of guy too.
So am I.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I love sushi. Any kind of sashimi, I like.
I can't do cooked sushi though. I hate
Really?
cooked sushi. Yeah, I don't know. I like the raw tuna and the raw salmon. I really like rainbow rolls. I don't know. Yeah, where did we were talking about the calamari, right? Calamari scene. We kind of summed up what the sphere does to you. So the we're at what? 2 dead right now. And I think we end at 4, right? There's a total of 4. So the Ted, he is the physicist that's along, and what is his name? Martin. He is the person from the fake government agency, I think OSO or OSA. They end up dying in some weird like giant squid attack. So Martin gets cut in half by a door, by like a security auto closing door. I'd say what, he gets cut in half at the waist.
Yeah, pretty much.
I thought that was a really cool death. Ted, though, I didn't even realize that Ted died.
Yeah, it just kind of happens. I'm not even sure how.
He got hit in the head by a ceiling panel.
Okay.
I was like, guy got knocked out. And then I see like way too many bodies in the camera. Because that's one cool thing that I did like. Every time that somebody dies, they show a body bag in like the surveillance video.
They do. It was kind of an interesting touch.
Yeah.
Where it shows the one, and then it shows the second one, and then it cuts, and the whole room is basically full because it's 4 bodies.
Yep. I like that touch. That was cool. But like when it shows the 4, and it definitely feels like somebody put the camera up to like a VHS tape. It's very grainy, it looks like a surveillance video. When they showed the 4 bodies though, I couldn't tell that there were 4 bodies. Honestly, I didn't know that Ted died until, so this whole time they've been talking to a computer program that keeps saying his name is Jerry and he's the entity that lives inside the sphere. I didn't know that Ted died until the computer program was like, put Ted back on. And Dustin Hoffman's like, I can't. He's dead. I was like, the fuck happened?
Yeah, that is actually a pretty big plot point of the whole thing that we kind of skimmed over. But
it is, yeah.
During the movie, they're talking to the sphere or the entity inside the sphere or whatever they think it is. And they keep calling it Jerry because it says, Jerry.
Hi, my name is Jerry.
And the plot point where it kind of all turns around is like, this is what actually it is they find out Ted decoded it wrong because it was a whole string of binary.
Did Ted decode it wrong, or did Samuel L. Jackson, Harry, decode it wrong? Because I read it as Harry was decoding it wrong.
I thought it was Ted, but I could be wrong.
Well, I'll let you finish explaining, and I'll
Well,
butt in at the end with why I think it was Samuel L. Jackson.
it was basically looking at a standard US QWERTY keyboard.
Yep.
If you start at G and you go around in a spiral, it ends up making the code for this language that it's using. And the thing that bugs me, and maybe it makes sense, but not to me, is they were able to decode it so perfectly, except for like 2 letters, where instead of my name is Jerry, it should have been my name is Harry.
Yeah. Which, what pisses me off more is, so it says, "Hi, my name is Jerry," right? In the very beginning, or something along those lines. It says, "My name is Jerry." But then it starts yelling at Dustin Hoffman saying, "Stop calling me Jerry." So if whoever decoded it wrong, if he decoded it wrong, then when he would say Jerry, it should say Harry. Instead of him saying, "Stop calling me Jerry," it should say, "Stop calling me Harry." Because those Jerry and Harry, it's the H and the H and A and the J and E that are mixed up, right?
Yeah, except it wouldn't, because think about it. Their sphere is putting out a code. They're using a code to translate that into what they think is right.
Right.
And then when they type in, they're using that same code to translate it back into the other code. So they're using that code, but the sphere is reading it the correct way.
Okay. If that's the case.
No, I guess it would be right then. Yeah.
Also, if that's the case, "Hello, my name is Harry. How are you?" "Hello, my name is Jerry. How are you?"
Yeah.
Right? How many H's are in there? Why aren't all the H's?
Yeah, you're right. It should have been Jello, my name is Jerry. Or something.
Yeah, exactly. "Jow are you?" That's why I think it was Harry, because Harry's like, let me not really reveal that, spoiler alert, it is Harry that's been communicating through the computer mentally. But when they're figuring it out the first time, he's in the room helping them figure it out. So I don't know, is that one of his manifestations?
Yeah, it is.
Is it? Or is it like he's able to communicate?
Jerry. Henry was never around for any of those.
Any of what?
Any of the computer screens, I think.
Yes, he was.
Was he?
Yeah, he's the one that figured out the binary. He's like, they called him in because at first it was all numbers. And then he's like, "You don't see the patterns?" And he's like, "Try turning it into binary."
But was he there for any of the other ones? Because that was just the initial message.
No.
Like, that could have been, because remember, that started a while before they figured that out.
But it started as soon as Harry went into the sphere, that's when those codes started.
Okay. I mean, to be fair, this movie has so many plot holes.
Yeah.
I think the movie gaslights itself.
100%. So
I could just be completely misremembering, or the movie, I'm remembering a plot from the movie that the movie just completely ignores then.
Exactly, yeah. Because so much stuff happens and it's never brought back up. It's almost like a lot of this shit happens for no reason whatsoever. So what I thought was going to end up happening is Samuel L. Jackson goes into the sphere. He disappears, right? That is what we saw on the camera. I thought that his memory would be transferred into another being, and then that other being's consciousness would be put into Harry's body. Does that make sense? So it would have all of Harry's memories, but it would actually be this other entity.
I got you.
And I thought that it was actually Harry from inside the sphere communicating through the computer. And you have this kind of rogue alien inside of Harry's body living with you. And arguably, I think that would have been a lot better of a movie.
I don't disagree. I think it would have been
Like,
yeah.
it would have been so much better because so we haven't gotten into when I don't remember if we got into it, but when Samuel L. Jackson first goes into the sphere, Dustin Hoffman goes over to get him because they're like, we're not going to leave him. And like, we still want to go home. And the main guy was like, we're not going home if he's in that. If he's not coming with us, then none of us are going home. So Dustin Hoffman goes to get him, and you see Dustin Hoffman kind of go into the sphere. So that's how he is able to manifest the jellyfins, jellyfins?
Yeah, jellyfish.
The jellyfish. Jellyfin is a media hosting. It's a video hosting like server application where you can upload all of your videos that you have, like all your MP4s, and then you can watch it kind of like Plex, like the Plex servers. Jellyfin is another version of that, but I use that so much more than the word jellyfish. But yeah, so Dustin Hoffman generates the jellyfish that kill Queen Latifah. What was it that Dustin Hoffman went to do? So after everybody died, it's the weird like turning point. Did he go to reset the? Is that what it was?
Yeah,
I think
so
he went to reset the timer on the submarine.
Yeah, on the emergency submarine.
Yeah. So he goes to do that, and when he comes back, well, he gets attacked by snakes, right?
Yeah, some kind of snake or eel or something.
Yeah, something. He gets attacked by something. And when he comes back, you see that Samuel L. Jackson was watching the video instead of Beth. And he's like, where's Beth? And you find that she's going to see the sphere. Or going for some, I don't know what she's going to do. Does she say what
she was looking for food?
Oh, yeah, that's right. She's going to look for food. But so the thing with that one, doesn't it sound like sounds like they're not having a conversation? Did you notice that? Like he's talking to her and she's answering, but everything sounds like it's pre-recorded almost. Like
it seemed stilted.
Yeah. Like her responses, I thought it was him. Like I thought she was dead, and he was Samuel L. Jackson was making the video seem like it was really her. But then it cuts and you see her actually like talking and everything. Spoiler alert, turns out she went into the sphere too. Because yeah, there's a weird ass scene where like everything becomes books at one point.
Yeah.
Like it's just books and books of what's it called? 1,000 leagues, 20 leagues under 20,000 leagues under the sea.
Yeah, Jackson's character gets so engrossed in this book that he starts manifesting this book in all of the cupboards.
Yeah, to the point where it's like falling. Like they just fall from the sky, it seems, right in front of Dustin Hoffman, because he keeps saying like, you dropped your book. And he picks it up and then he looks at Samuel L. Jackson and he's reading the same book. So then another one falls and he's like, you dropped your book. And it's just like, shut the fuck up. But all of those copies, they only go up to page 87. And that's it. They don't go past it. So yeah, what? They drug him? So the whole thing is he can manifest stuff while he's dreaming, right?
Yes, dreaming or awake.
Okay, so what? They make a cocktail of drugs that make sure he won't dream?
Yeah, basically, I assume to put him in some kind of like very short-term coma or somehow doesn't let him dream.
As we learned from Monkey Bone, when you go into those comas, that's when you get the weirdest dreams.
True that.
Like, this would be such a different movie if they put him into a coma and then fucking Monkey Bone shows up.
That would be interesting.
I don't know if interesting is the right word.
Demented.
But anyway, so they put him to sleep. Dustin Hoffman has a really funny line there. They shoot him in the back with it. And I think Beth was like, I didn't expect it to work so fast.
Did we
Dustin
kill him?
Hoffman goes, "Did we kill him?" Fucking laugh so hard with that. But yeah, so soon after, Dustin Hoffman gets attacked by some poisonous snakes, not steaks. Imagine some poison steaks. Just going to eat it. It's all like green. Beth ends up saving him, saying something like, "These are one of the most poisonous snakes in the world, but they're nocturnal, so their poison is only effective at night," which didn't make sense to me.
Well, it's based on the actual real life biology of sea snakes, where they basically fluctuate between super aggressive and like super cuddly pet. Like they'll want to be pet by you and cuddle with you, and then
Okay.
at night they'll be like super aggressive and they'll go after anything.
Okay, but they're actively going after him. But the way that she makes it seem is that the poison's only effective
at night under the full moon with 3 strippers and a bag of blow. I know. It's such a weird random requirement.
Yeah. Yeah, and only if you were born on a Tuesday and you're an only child. Yeah, it's fucking...
No, it's one of those campy scenes that like it is, and you just gotta laugh at it.
Yeah, but it's also the way that she's acting too, because she goes from like acting good to acting like stilted. It's weird.
Yeah, they're Sharon Stone and Samuel L. Jackson both had like odd bouts of really good acting in this, and then just really weird, janky. Yeah.
I agree, because like, first of all, Jackson looks young as hell in this movie. I didn't realize. I don't know how old he is in '98, but
well, him and Sharon Stone, because Sharon Stone is like 67 now, so
yeah,
this would have been almost 30 years ago. Well, she still would have been 37.
Yeah,
but even Liev Schreiber, who's a great actor, by the way, and I'm a little insulted you don't know who he is, but there's a lot of good actors in this, and I don't think any of them gave their A game for this, to be honest.
Absolutely not. Now seeing him, who did he play?
Sabretooth in Wolverine.
No, who did he play in this movie?
Oh, Liev Schreiber?
Yeah,
Ted.
That was Ted?
Yeah.
My God.
It was a super young Liev Schreiber.
I didn't even recognize him, because looking at his picture from 2018, like, of course, I know him. But, yeah, that is crazy.
Yeah, I get it. It is kind of weird. He does not look like how he normally looks, but...
No. He does have a funny line where they're, like, you see him, he's introduced wearing glasses, and then they're getting ready to go under the water, and they make him remove his glasses, and then Dustin Hoffman later on, he puts on glasses, and Ted turns and's like, "They let you keep those?" It's like, yeah, they didn't let me keep mine. that was a funny. And then Samuel L. Jackson in the very beginning, he's like, "I forgive you for dragging me into this, but I don't forgive you for Ted. He's fucking annoying." I thought that one was funny too.
No, it was good. Ted definitely plays like, I mean, he's supposed to be what, like 30 or something in this movie.
I think he's younger, because he says something along the lines of, if you don't not publish a paper, but if you don't find a...
Yeah, like around 25, 28 or... No, he said by 35.
I thought 32.
I thought he said 35, but I could
maybe
be wrong.
But like, if you don't discover something in the world of physics by 30 whatever, it's never going to happen for you, and you should just give up. Like, he's basically saying that he's going to be a nobody, which, I mean, in about 20 minutes he becomes a nobody after he gets fucking murked by a falling ceiling tile. Like, I don't know, I haven't met many physicists, but I don't feel like they're that weak. I don't know, though.
No, I mean, another really funny quote, though, I liked from the movie. Very early on, like, I think this is, like, as they're going down or just got to the station. But they bring up that most of the atmosphere that they're breathing in this station is helium, because I guess oxygen is corrosive at certain levels.
Yeah.
And Ted's explaining that, it's corrosive, blah, blah, blah. And Norman Goodman is like, can you run that by me again, Ted? I don't speak balloon. Which is funny. But then Harry, Jackson's character, comes in and it's just like, in a very high-pitched helium voice, is just like, follow the like yellow brick road.
Yeah. Or was it We're Off to See the Wizard? No.
It was Follow the Yellow Brick Road.
Was it Follow the Yellow Brick Road?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, because I did laugh at that too. But then there's immediately, so yeah, you explain they're breathing in helium instead of oxygen because oxygen is corrosive. So they do that high pitched bit, and then Martin turns around and he's like, knock it off, guys. Put on the voice regulators that are behind you. Yeah. And then that whole plot point is just gone.
Yeah,
they bring it up one more time.
Throwaway line to just explain why they sound normal, but also to say why things aren't corroding. I don't know.
But so they bring it up one more time. Dustin Hoffman says something along the lines of, if I take this thing off my chest, I sound like somebody's squeezing my nuts.
Yeah.
The whole helium thing doesn't ever come back. Like, it's not, like, nowhere in the plot does the fact that the place is filled with helium matter. So they didn't have to do the helium thing at all.
No, they didn't. But you got to think, there are weird people like us, or worse than us, that would complain that I'm actually in a oxygen environment greater than 72%. It would actually cause all the bolts to rust, and water would seep in within the first 48 hours. Or some dumb shit like that.
Here's the issue with that.
Uh-huh.
One, those people aren't watching this movie.
It might have been.
Nobody watched this movie. Two, I don't think that the rest of the movie really gives a fuck about accurate science. Like, it's just a weird thing to be like, let's be accurate about this thing. And we're not physicists, so I don't even know if that is accurate. The helium thing.
I know oxygen, like pure oxygen environments, are very bad.
Yeah.
So I can definitely see why they mix in some other stuff. I mean, you got to think, Crichton, from what I remember, while not being necessarily an expert on a lot of things, like to have a fair amount of, scientific accuracy, or at least some level of believability in his novels. And I think it was probably some kind of push and pull between him and the studio that kind of led to that.
I can see that. That makes sense. I just looked him up.
Mm-hmm.
John Michael Crichton.
Mm-hmm.
He deserves an R.I.P. November 4th, 2008, he passed away at the age of 66. Let's see. He was diagnosed with lymphoma in 2008, undergoing chemotherapy, but looks like his doctors and relatives had been expecting him to recover, but unfortunately he passed away. Big RIP. Shit. One of my favorite writers commented on it. He said, as a pop novelist, he was divine. Crichton book was Crichton.
That's how I always said it. I don't know.
Fair. Basically, he made you believe that cloning dinosaurs wasn't just over the horizon, but possible tomorrow, maybe today. That was written by Stephen King. But yes, R.I.P. Now, if only they would stop making Jurassic Park movies, or was it now Jurassic World?
Yeah.
Just let it die. For
at least give it some time.
Yeah.
It's become so commercialized nowadays.
It has. Which, wasn't that the whole point of Jurassic Park?
It was definitely a plot point, I think. Greedy corporations doing anything for money. Yeah.
It's, oh well. Anyway, yeah. Did we
Well,
explain? Go ahead. I'm sorry.
there's a lot of that in media, like Ubisoft and Assassin's Creed
Oh yeah,
and other ones. But yeah,
yeah. Like making fun of a capitalist market, and then it turns out that like
yeah, a giant evil corporation.
is behind it. Yeah,
Yeah.
but like the fucking Black Flag game from Assassin's Creed. Why couldn't they just make a pirate game? But that's way off topic. Did we explain that Beth went into the sphere?
Yeah.
I don't know if we did. Okay. So, trying to get towards the end of the movie here. So, yeah, Dustin Hoffman gets attacked by snakes. So, Beth locks him in a room and starts flooding the room and tells him to inject himself with the same shit that they gave Samuel L. Jackson, because he's the one that went into the sphere and he's the one that's causing these manifestations and shit. So he bounces out, and then we at this point we don't know that Beth went into the sphere. They end up all catching up, and then they all realize like we all went into the sphere, didn't we? And that's when they kind of realize that they need to get the fuck out of there, because for some reason Beth put fucking explosives everywhere. So they hop into the submarine and they get out. But the whole thing was Samuel L. Jackson was like, it was a weird like paradox thing, right? I'm sorry, would you consider that a paradox? What Samuel L. Jackson was saying, like, we can't tell them, because if they tell them, then they would know what happened.
Essentially, it's like how do they not know this happened when we're obviously still alive to tell them? So therefore, we either can't tell them or we can't be alive.
Yeah. So they do make it to the surface. They get, what is that called? What is it? Not debriefed, decompressed. They have to spend like 3 or 4 days decompressing because they came up from so far down. And in that time, they come to find out that they have to, talk to Oso or whoever, like the main people, and they have this big old, how do you say it, debate between themselves whether or not they should tell. So what happened down there? Now, these are the final moments of the movie. Do you want to explain how they decide to do this?
Yeah, so they decide that using the power of friendship, they're going to hold hands and just forget it ever happened. Like, literally. They decided that they're going to use the power and they're just going to forget it. And it does bring up a funny ending part where they do this and then they're all holding hands and they're like, why are you holding my hand? It's like, why are you holding my hand?
Yeah. I think the line is, Dustin Hoffman's like, are you holding my hand? And Samuel L. Jackson's like, no, you're holding mine, or some dumb shit like that. But like, yeah, they're gonna use the power of the sphere to forget that any of this stuff happened. It is the most stupid fucking ending I've ever had in my life. Like, what? Who?
It is. Now, the one saving point of the movie ending is that the sphere is still around despite the whole ship blowing up, and it flies off back into space.
Does it? I missed that.
Oh yeah, right at the very end.
So you know what that means?
Sphere 2.
No. There is no Sphere 2. There cannot be a Sphere 2. But what that means is it goes back up. So in 2046, that ship can find it again. And the whole thing can keep happening over and over again. Because if it's stuck down there forever, then they wouldn't be able to get it in the first place to go back in time. So none of this would have happened if that explosion didn't happen and it shot back into space.
Yeah, it's a time loop.
Yeah, because if Sphere 2 would happen, it would be the exact same movie because it's a time loop.
Well, assuming you can't change the future.
Yeah,
but no, I will say though, I do like the book ending a little better here because it does end pretty much the same way, except it does allude to Sharon Stone's character maintaining the power.
Okay,
And I think
that
that
could
would
be
have been,
cool.
yeah, I think that would have been a lot better. It gives, I don't know. I just think it's a little more interesting. And despite her being made to seem, and pretty much is, crazy throughout the whole movie,
Yeah,
she was the only one that like seemed to not really harm anyone with her powers.
true, except for the explosion.
Yeah, but that was more because the reasoning she put behind it was to it was a defensive barrier to protect them from the giant squid or whatever else is out there.
Yeah,
But then it was just her own anxiety that set off the explosion.
yeah. Now that is something that we didn't really touch upon. A big thing with her character is that she had attempted suicide, and I don't think it's played very delicately in this movie.
No, it's not. And if you read between the lines, I don't know the exact reasoning behind it, but they make it pretty obvious that Dustin Hoffman's character seemed to have been a professor and she was his student.
Yes.
And that when she tried to kill herself, when she called her boyfriend, it was Hoffman.
Okay, you saw it as that.
Yeah.
I
And she said,
saw it.
"You didn't tell him who I called," I think was her line.
Maybe I missed that because so she says something along the lines of like oh you what is it that she says? Something like you would assume that or I you assume that I knew you were married or something like that,
Yeah.
implying that they had some sort of sexual relationship. And I took it as once she found out that he was married, that's when the suicidal thoughts came in. Like
It
he
probably was. I kind of took it that he wasn't going to leave his wife for her
yeah,
and that he was her professor and was in more of a power position over her
yeah,
and then seemed to have just abandoned her
yeah. So
afterwards.
but Hoffman's character says some shit in there. So I would say there's a bit of a trigger warning if you have those kind of thoughts. They do say some negative stuff about people who have had those thoughts before. So I do want to say that. I did kind of forget about it because it's not like it's super gross, but it's just like still feel like it deserves a bit of a warning just in case. But yeah, as so that book ending that you were talking about, I don't necessarily like it
Okay.
because that sets up a sequel.
Well, yes. However, one, let's work under the assumption that the book was better than the movie.
Okay, yeah,
Two, I kind of like it because it shows that despite her own troubles in her life and how at least one of the characters fucked her over, that she was still. Again, I'm playing off of the whole it was a test from aliens kind of situation, where
right.
despite all of her past and the one character, kind of fucking her over, she was still decent enough that she was able to maintain the power.
Okay, I can see that. I don't know. I just know that I can do without a sequel.
That's fair. Not everything needs a sequel.
No, absolutely not. I'd say arguably,
Most things probably shouldn't.
yeah, but I would say that. Now, there are some movies where the sequel is great, and then they continue way past the greatness.
To be fair, there are some movies that the first movie's great and the sequels are so bad they're even better.
Yeah, that is true. That is true. Like, for example, I think Evil Dead is probably the biggest one,
Yeah.
where the first one was supposed to be a horror movie, but then it was just so campy that Sam Raimi was like, fuck it, let's go full camp. And yeah, you get some of the greatest cinema in history.
Oh my god, yeah. That's a great classic example. But
Yeah.
the first movie I think of is Tremors.
I didn't like Tremors.
The
Any of
first
them.
movie was great. The
I
following
like
movies were atrocious, but they were so good. Except for the Wild West one. That one I thought was kind of bad. But the rest of them were, or I think it was that one, yeah. The rest of them were great.
is it the first one or the second one where there's the underground bunker full with like MREs?
That I think it was the first one.
Is it the first one?
I mean, that could also explain all of them. To be honest, there's probably there's probably an
But
underground bunker in all of them.
it's like one of the main characters has this underground bunker, and the other main character doesn't know that there's an underground bunker. And it's just like all of a sudden, boom, bunker. And it's just like you had all of this stuff this entire time. Like
That was
this could
probably
have
the
helped
first
us.
one, to be honest.
Makes sense, yeah. But do you have anything else you want to say about the sphere?
I guess I would just kind of end off with it had its imperfections. I still enjoyed the movie. I like
Okay,
it.
hold on.
Okay.
You're getting into the big question there.
Okay.
You know, we're still gonna ask. Well, we're changing the rating system, but we'll still have something similar to the rating system.
Okay.
But anyway, finish your thought.
Well, I was just gonna say, like, it was a lovable mess. It was not great, but it was fun.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, but nothing more you want to specifically make fun of or anything like that.
No, I can't say I have anything else.
No. Okay. Yeah, I can't think of anything. Now, that being said, would you recommend people watch this movie?
Yeah, I would. Don't go in there expecting, the Sixth Sense, but it's a fun movie.
Okay, yeah. I can see that. I'm the opposite. I don't think you need this movie. I think if it was an hour and 30 minutes, I'd say yes.
Okay.
But I think there's so much just like it lingers too long on things that it doesn't need to linger on. Like there's scenes in the beginning where they're still on land that I'd pause it to grab some popcorn or something. Pause it and it's like we're only 30 minutes in, but it feels like I just watched an hour of just expedition. You know what I mean? Like it's just there was just shit that felt so long.
No, that's fair. I definitely feel like it could have been shorter. And there might have been a shorter TV spot version of it, which might have been better for you.
Yeah,
I don't know if
I
it was
could see
actually
that.
shorter, but I just feel they usually are.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Also, like, I guess the idea is cool, but I don't know. It felt dumb to me. I don't know. Like, if you take all that, mix it with the acting, mix it with because it's not even like it's fun campy. It's like it borders fun campy, and then it becomes annoying campy.
Okay.
Perfect example is the whole beautiful thing. If she would have said, "This is so beautiful, guys," like 2 or 3 times, I'd be like, yeah, that's a funny thing because now the beautiful thing is killing her. Instead, she says it about 20 times. And it's like, just shut the fuck up.
I feel like we remember that scene differently because I don't remember her saying it that much.
I'm over exaggerating it, but it was enough that I was like, lady, it's not even funny now. Like,
that's fair. I mean, this was one of Latifah's like earlier movies,
but
early-ish.
she was in so much more stuff than that. Like, she was a rapper before she was an actress. Like, she knows media. Like, she should be able to look at that and be like, no. And if anybody could do it, it would be her. You know what I mean? Like, she definitely has the, like, I don't give a fuck enough to be like, I don't want to do it like that. Yeah. I would say no. I don't think you need this movie. But fuck it. I mean, if you read the book, watch the movie so that way you can get disappointed in it. But I don't think you need it.
No, I think that's fair.
Anything else that you wanna get into about this one?
No, I think that just about covers it.
Yeah. All right. Well, next week, or next episode, I should say. We're hoping for next week, but we're finally gonna do it. We are finally moving in to some real B-grade horror. I am super excited for it. Raz, I haven't told you what it is yet. It is a movie that is very near and dear to my heart, and I think that's why I'm very excited for this movie. Technically, I already made you watch it many years ago, back on that old projection TV that we had at Rob's. We're going to be watching, hold on, let me pull it up real quick because I don't remember the year that it came out. And they just did a remake. Okay. So, we are going to be watching 1984's The Toxic Avenger. This is one of my favorite movies of all times. I'm super excited. And I think if everything still goes all right, we're going to be doing a catch-up episode as well next week. So it should go catch-up episode first, like on a Monday, and then a main line should come out on a Friday, as long as everything goes properly. If you want more from us, you want to see some updates, everything, we haven't really been posting too much, but you follow us over on the socials, Instagram and TikTok at Tapeworm Podcast, and make sure to like, rate, and review the show on your favorite podcast app, and we will see you next episode. Have a good one.
See ya.
Bye.